Hey, Steve Gamache here for Chef Knives to Go with another quick look product review. And what we have this time is the Tanaka Awagami or Blue number 2 Sekiso Bunka 165mm knife. So this line of knives has been around quite a while in Chef Knives to Go since I actually started buying knives and starting doing videos like, what, 7 years ago? So they've been around a while. This is a great line of knives. They are very good performers, cool looking, just good, the grinds are great. They're made well, they cut really well, and they look cool as they start to patina. It's just a classic line of knives that, again, the Chef Knives to Go has been carrying for quite a while. And if you get on the forum and ask about them, people that have been using them love these things, so they are really nice. So this is the all reactive knife. So the core steel is Awagami Blue Paper number 2, reactive high carbon steel. Typical heat treat's around 61, 62 on that. The cladding is multi-layered soft iron cladding. So it's reactive on the core and the cladding. So you'll have to develop that patina as you use the knife and get that reactive coating, that oxidation layer going. So that'll help reduce the reactivity. Once you get a good patina going on these blades, it's really not that bad. Some people just flip out on these. But if you get a patina going on it, use it, dry it off, clean it, dry it really well, don't let any moisture on it, and then put it away. You'll be fine. It's not like it's just going to rust sitting there for 3 seconds. If you start to get a patina on it, again, you can let it sit a few minutes while you do some stuff, cut some more stuff. When you're done, just clean it well, wash it, dry it really well, and put it away, and you're good to go. Just don't leave it sit wet. I do that with every knife, whether it's stainless or not, but I'm used to that carbon steel maintenance. So the weight and dimensions can vary a little bit on knife to knife, but this particular one is 127 grams, 4.5 ounces. Edge length is about 167, or about 6.6 inches. The overall length, about 12.2 inches, 310 millimeters. Thickness-wise, these tend to be thicker coming out of the handle. It's just a style of blade. And so this one I got about 3 1/4 above the heel, and then about a little under 2 millimeters here. It thins up just a little past that. You got that reverse sword tip, that corner there, and then it thins out towards the tip. So these get nice and thin at the tip. They've got great grinds. There's not a particular shelf you feel from the flat to the grind. It's just convex. Really cool. You can just kind of feel that gentle transition down to the edge. So the performance is really nice on these. They're also pretty thin at the edge. So here is your choil shot. Performance is very good on these. They're just great kind of middleweight performers. They've got some stiffness, but they've got a lot of performance at the edge. The handle is, or I should say the height is about 48 millimeters, so plenty of distance there. The neck's thin. You got a lot of space there for a finger for a pinch grip, so lots of ground clearance there. Handle is octagonal walnut with a black Packwood ferrule. They've got a sticker there that you can take off. It comes with it, but nice job on the handle. Pretty nice fit and finish on it. It's pretty smooth. They've got a good glue up here where it goes into the handle. The only thing I see on this particular one, and for me, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all because it kind of gives that handcrafted look. You've got a little chunk kind of right there, but it's still finished off nicely. It's just you got a little chunk there when they did their work on it, but personally it does not bother me one bit. I've got another knife like that. Definitely shows you it's not just a production factory knife or just like chunking out the same knife over and over again. So these are handcrafted, and you can tell. So I think that's kind of cool myself. But let's see, weight, we did that. Balance point is going to be right about there at the choil, which is the back of the blade. And so for a pinch grip, it's going to be a little handle heavy, but it's a fairly short blade, fairly light. If you racket grip, it'll be a little more neutral for you. Let's look at the beauty shot. One of the things that's cool about these is they've got hand engraved kanji or hand chiseled kanji, which is becoming less common. And you can see that pop, and you can put your fingers over that and just feel that. And it's a little hard to show here, but sometimes they'll dance around in the light. If you can impress your friends at parties. Because you can move this knife around and that kanji kind of moves around. It's like a 3D effect. But this kanji is cut really nice. It's got a lot of detail to it. It's done after the fact. Sometimes they do kanji and then they polish the knife and it loses some of that crispness. But this is a cool job. This is just really neat looking. Again, much less common these days. On the left side of the blade, they've got some embossed kanji and symbols there. There it is. So you've got a little bit of polish and relief on the spine. They've done a nice job on the choil. Out of the box edge, I'll just give it kind of your typical 5, 6 out of 10, but this thing will get screaming sharp if you do your part. These will get as sharp as your skills allow. So as you build your knife skills, your sharpening skills, these things will get stinking sharp if you do your part. And Aogami number 2, blue number 2, will keep a decent edge. It's got a little bit more alloying in it than Shitogami, or white paper steel. So it'll do a nice job. And plus it's so dang easy to sharpen, it's not hard at all to touch these up. So it's a piece of cake. So here's your cutting edge profile. You've got a nice thin tip, so you can do some definite detail work with that. Decent belly towards the tip, a little bit of flat towards the back. It kind of rolls into the heel, so you got some chopping back there. The tip's fairly low, so I'm digging that tip in pretty quick. You could tweak the edge, maybe the last millimeter or two, and sweep it up a little if you wanted to get yourself a little bit more room on a tip like that, if you want to rock it. But that tip's pretty low, and it kind of sticks out, which makes it fabulous for detail work. But I can't rock this one very high. But tip draws are going to be amazing on this because you don't have to lift the knife very high, and that thin tip will just plow through stuff on tip draws. So, pretty versatile profile. Fairly tall blade, but you got a lot of clearance for your knuckles there, or your fingers if you're doing that, guiding thing, which you should be doing. Just again, this is a classic line of knives. They're very good performers. They've been around for a long time for a reason, and they're just great. So, if you don't mind foray into reactive knife, all reactive knife, this is a superb knife. So this is the Tanaka Aogami number 2 Sekiso Bunka 165 knife from Chef Knives to Go.